Jai Sanskar. This is the third video of chapter number 16, Sustainable Management of Resources. We have seen how 5R are new trend to save environment. We have also seen various stakeholders of forest. In this segment, I am going to teach you about management of forest and the next topic in our syllabus, that is coal and petroleum. We need to consider if the goal of all the above stakeholders with regard to the management of forest are the same. Forest resources are often made available for industrial use at rate far below the market value, while there is a denied for local people. Certain times industry, just because forests are source of income, government certain time allows industrialists to utilize whatever the product they are getting from the forest. Instead of dividing it into the local people, industries are the one who are getting benefited. The Chipko Andolan, that means Hug the Tree movement, was a result of grassroots level effort to end the alienation of people from their forests. લોકોને પોતાના ફોરેસ્ટથી દૂર કરવા માટે there was a method which is called Chipko Andolan, which is called Hug the Tree movement. તો લોકો ટ્રીને હગ કરી લેતા હતા કે therefore no one can cut down those trees. The movement originated from an incident in remote village called Reni in Garehwal, high up in Himalayas during the early 1970s. There was a dispute between the local villager and logging contractor who had been allowed to fell trees in forest close to the village. On a particular day, the contractor's workers appeared in forest to cut the trees, while the menfolk were absent. Undeterred, the woman of village reached the forest quickly and clasped the tree's trunk, thus preventing the workers from felling the trees. Thus, thwarted contractor had to withdraw. So, one day this village, Garehwal village of Reni district, okay, so in higher heights in Himalaya, so contractor was given a contract to cut down those trees, and on one day when whole folk of that particular village were away from that particular village, then this contractor came and tried to cut down these trees. But one woman who was so efficient, so brave to hug those trees and stop the contractor, and somehow they made this contractor to withdraw. Inherent in such a competition to control unnatural resources is the conservation of replenishable resources. Especially, a method of use was being called into the question. The contractor would have felled down trees, destroying them forever. The communities traditionally loop the branches and pluck leaves, allows the resources to replenish over the time. The Chipko movement quickly spread across communities, medias, and forced the government to whom forests belong to rethink their priorities in use of forest produce. Experience has taught people that destruction of forest affect not just the availability of forest product, but also the quality of soil and sources of water. Participation of local people can indeed lead to an efficient management of forest resources. So, the people who are living in forest are just utilizing certain branches or part of these trees, but logging contractors, they just cut down the trees from its trunk. Okay, so that is very vicious way or very problematic way, like if there is a cutting of branch which may lead for further growth, but if you are cutting entire tree in one particular area, all of them, then there is a less chance of growth. Okay, so that is why it is a big matter of concern. Okay, so this Chipko movement spread into the villages, even in cities, and people become aware that how the government is dealing with this forest product is okay or not. An example of people's participation in management of forest: in 1972, West Bengal Forest Department recognized its failure in reviving the degraded Sal forest in southwest district of the state. Traditional method of surveillance and polishing had led to the complete alienation of people from the administration, resulting in frequent clashes between forest officials and villagers. Forest and land related conflict in region were also a major factor in fueling the militant peasant movement led by the Naxalites. According to the department changed its strategy, making a beginning of Arabari forest range of Midnapur district. Here, at instances of far-seeing forest officer A.K. Banerjee, villagers were involved in protection of 1,272 hectares of badly degraded Sal forest. It returned to help in protection. Villagers were given employment in both silviculture and harvesting operation. 25% of the final harvest and allowed fuel wood fodder collection on the payment on nominal fee. With active willing and participation of local community, the Sal forest of Arabari underwent remarkable recovery in 1983. A previously worthless forest was valued 12.5 crores. So, by this particular instant, what we understand is that the local people or people who are living inside the forest or depending most on the forest can never harm the forest like the way an industrialist or other person will do. Because in West Bengal there was a terror of Naxalists, so they somehow force the people who are living inside this Arabari forest to empty down entire space and to live outside of the forest. Since the forest was their motherland, so there was a conflict between the forest officers, government employee and this local villager. So within certain years, it was noticed that the degradation is happening. Sal forests were completely getting destroyed. So A.K. Banerjee was a pioneer person to doing so. They asked villagers for their help. In return of their help, in replenishing this Sal forest, in return of that, they were allowed to get certain fodder and fuel. At nominal fee, they are also asked to have a 25% of whatever income they are getting from the forest. So in this way we understand the value of the various stakeholders or bad thing which is happening to forests due to the stakeholders, and also valuable things which are done by the stakeholders. Coal and petroleum. We have seen some of the issues involved in conservation in sustainable use of resources like forest, wildlife and water. This can meet our needs perpetually if we were to use them in sustainable manner. Now we came to yet another important resource, that is fossil fuels, that is coal and petroleum. which are important source of energy for us. Since the Industrial Revolution, we have been using increasing amount of energy to meet our basic need and for manufacture of large number of goods upon which our life depends. These energy needs have been largely met by reserve of coal and petroleum. The management of these energy sources involves slightly different perspective from those resources discussed earlier. Coal and petroleum were formed from the degradation of biomass millions of years ago, and hence these are resources that will be exhausted in further no matter how carefully we use them, and then we would need to look for alternative sources of energy. Various estimates exist as how long these resources will last, and if the present rate of usage continue, it is estimated our known petroleum resources will last about 40 years and the coal resources will last another 200 years. So, coal and petroleum are also considered as a natural resources, but these natural resources are going to degrade or it is going to get exhausted after certain time. No, it doesn't matter how carefully we are going to use, because it is in certain amount. So whatever the way we are going to use, it is going to exhaust one day. So our matter of concern is that it requires thousands of years to replenish these things naturally. So what would be life without petroleum? Like the amount of petroleum is going to exhausted within the next 30 years, and after 200 years the coal which we are getting from mining or from the earth crust, that is also going to get exhausted. But looking at the other sources of energy is not only the consideration. When we look at the consumption of coal and petroleum, since coal and petroleum have been formed from biomass, in addition to carbon, this contains hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur. When these are burned, the products are carbon dioxide, water, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur. When the combustion takes place in insufficient air, carbon monoxide is formed instead of carbon dioxide. Of these products, the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, carbon monoxide, are poisonous at higher concentration. The carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Another way of looking at coal petroleum is that they are huge reservoir of carbon. If all of this carbon is converted into carbon dioxide, then amount of carbon dioxide in atmosphere is going to increase, leading to intense global warming. Thus, we need to use these resources judiciously. So, not only carbon or components which are formed by this coal or burning of petroleum, but end product of it like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, they are responsible for acid rain as well as for the greenhouse effect. So, we should use it carefully so that we are not we do not get encountered by acid rain or greenhouse effect. Today's a major concern is global warming as well as the acid rain. Some simple choice can make a difference in our energy consumption pattern. Think over the relative advantages and disadvantages, environment friendliness of following: taking bus, using your personal vehicle or walking or cycling, using LED bulbs or fluorescent tubes in your house, using lift or taking the stairs, wearing an extra sweater or using a heating device for cold day. The management of coal and petroleum also addresses the efficiency of our machine. Fuel is most commonly used in internal combustion of engine. For a transportation, recent research in this field concentrate on the ensuring complete combustion of this engine in order to increase efficiency and also reduce air pollution. So not only કે કોલ ને પેટ્રોલિયમ ને આપણે કન્ઝર્વ કરવા છે, લેસ યુઝ કરીએ, બટ ઇન વોટ એવર વ્હીકલ્સ વી આર યુઝિંગ, આપણે પીયુસી વિશે હમણાં સાંભળીએ છીએ, પોલ્યુશન અંડર કંટ્રોલ. સો પીયુસી કઢાવીએ ત્યારે આપણને 6 મહિનાની જ કાઢશે જો આપણું વ્હીકલ જૂનું હશે તો. દેટ મીન્સ જ્યારે વ્હીકલ્સ જૂના થઈ જાય છે ત્યારે એની અંદરથી વધારે એમાઉન્ટમાં કાર્બન જે છે એ જનરેટ કરે છે. સો એન્વાયરમેન્ટને વધારે હાર્મ કરે તો આપણે એવા એન્જિન્સ ફાઇન્ડ કરવા જોઈએ કે જે લેસ અમાઉન્ટ ઓફ રેસિડ્યુઅલ કાર્બન જે છે એ જનરેટ કરે. ઇવન વી શુડ ટેક અ બસ, પબ્લિક ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટનો યુઝ કરવો જોઈએ રાધર દેન ગોઈંગ ઇન ટુ અ પર્સનલ વ્હીકલ. થોડીક નાની એવી જગ્યા માટે આપણે મૂવ કરવું હોય, સ્કૂલેથી ઘરે આવવું હોય, ઘરેથી સ્કૂલે જવું હોય, વી કેન વોક ઓલ્સો. કન્વિનિયન્ટલી પોસિબલ હોય એટલી જગ્યાએ આપણે વ્હીકલ્સનો યુઝ ના કરીએ, ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટીને સેવ કરીએ. ઓકે, વી કુડ ફાઇન્ડ અનધર સોર્સિસ લાઈક સોલાર એનર્જીને હાર્વેસ્ટ કરીએ. સો ધીઝ આર ધ સ્ટેપ્સ. કન્સિડર ઇટ એઝ અ બેબી સ્ટેપ્સ, કે નાના નાના સ્ટેપ્સ અત્યારથી સ્ટાર્ટ કરશું, દેન ઓનલી વી વિલ બી એબલ ટુ લીવ ધ વે વી ડુ લીવ રાઇટ નાવ એટ અવર ઓલ્ડ એજ ટુ. Otherwise, we do not have sources like this for our future generation. So that's all for now. Thank you.